Okay, namaskar, Dada.
Okay, so how is it like this?
Mhm.
Namaskar.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
My pleasure.
Excited to meet you. This is Dada Sadananda, and he is originally from Russia
Yes.
and also has really shared quite a lot of his teachings already online. So I'm very glad to meet you because I have already been watching quite a few of your videos and I shared some of your videos. One of my favorite videos is a tutorial of how to do the Tandava, the Shiv Tandava, the dance of Shiva. I am very curious, maybe to start this conversation off with this question: how did you have this idea of not just teaching in person, but also starting to make videos? Because it's still not so common for yoga monks to do that.
I didn't have that idea. I was trying to do my mission. I was moving from city to city and giving lecture. So I created some stock of lectures and ideas. And then one of my brothers, whom I taught meditation, he came and he said, "Dada, you should do the online course." And I say, "Why?" He said, "To inspire more people to meditate." I say, "Okay." So then I started to do. First we built a website. It was like a course. And then we used YouTube as a hosting for the videos. But then we realized that there are many people watching on YouTube itself. And then I started to do. Yeah.
When did you actually decide to become a monk of Ananda Marga mission?
I think I was initiated in, I started to practice Vavanam Kevalam meditation in 1906. Then 1997 I got initiated. And then maybe half a year later I was thinking, what should I do in my future life? And then it struck me like I should be a monk. At that moment I couldn't really accept it, but I knew it's going to happen because it's just like very clear inner understanding. This is the path I have to walk.
Wow. So that means you started practicing meditation long after the master of this ashram actually passed away physically. That's probably a bit harder than having the opportunity to meet the guru himself in person. I wonder how you got that clarity without meeting the guru himself.
In the beginning I really didn't care. I just knew that I need to learn meditation. Somehow it was internally very strong urge that I must learn meditation. And I didn't even notice the presence of the guru. There was a photograph and I just kind of I was not paying attention. At some point I started to pay attention. I was like, who is this man? And then I asked my friend, who was like a mentor for me in practice. So I said, who is this? He said, this is our guru. And I said, yeah, but who is he? And he said, oh, he is an incarnation of Shiva. And I didn't know what Shiva, what is that? I thought, Shiva is all right. It's okay. At least not a simple person.
Shiva is kind of a celebrity.
So then later on, I start to learn, and then I start to read about him, some stories. Then, of course, I develop relationships. But initially, I was just enjoying meditation. It has completely revolutionized my life, and that was a proof for me. Basically, I'm a skeptical person. I would not easily believe magical stories, but the way the practice have revolutionized my life, you must believe it. Yeah.
It seems like that might be the better way to start with a tradition rather than joining the experienced, the old Margis who are already practicing for a long time, who have a strong relationship with the guru, who talk about the guru a lot. Because for someone new who's joining, sometimes that is unrelatable.
Right.
Then they get a bit irritated by that. I can see that with friends that I bring sometimes to these events here. probably the best way is to just practice the meditation, and instead of hoping for some miracles by the guru, just see how it affects your life, and that's the real miracle.
I think so, but I think both is necessary. Like, I was in Russia, in the city of Barnaul, which is Siberia. So we had kind of intellectual atmosphere, rational, pragmatic. And then I moved for my LFT training to Far East, and there was totally different atmosphere, that devotional and stories. And I think if in the beginning I would come into that atmosphere of stories, it maybe would turn me away. But once I have established myself in practice, that was very nice and very fascinating also, and opened a new dimension in my life, because I didn't think in that devotional way, and that was also an enriching. Yeah, but only that I don't like, because sometimes it becomes also narrow. You stay in that kind of devotional story atmosphere, but there are so many other riches in the philosophy, in the practice, and then somehow you do not catch all of that. So I think we need exposure to every aspect, like jnana, knowledge, and karma, and devotion.
The devotional part is a little bit unpopular in the Western civilization at this point. In the West, we always like to think there should be no single point of authority. There are no holy...
Why?
So
why do you think it's like
think
that?
Since the time of enlightenment, the people have come up with this notion that science is the only source of knowledge, authority. And science means no person, only rules, principles, and the main rule is everything has to be experimented, tested, and there has to be some theory and some hypotheses. And like Karl Popper, this theoretician, he said, you can never know the full truth, you can only approximate truth and build better theories. This is the prevailing model in the Western education, I would say.
I think that's also true for us. I think we should not be foolish to believe that we understand the full truth. Even I believe that even yoga itself is going to evolve, because now we are doing very advanced, well, you can say the advanced practices, but I think for the future, once this technology of controlling their own mind and the developing potential of our own mind is going to develop, I think yoga is also going to transform. I think at this moment we are at the rudimentary stage still.
Would you say that so far technology has helped people develop their minds and consciousness, or has it distracted more?
I think it does help, because we are so much exposed today to the ideas and knowledge. There is no scarcity of ideas and knowledge. Everyone, just by scrolling, everyone today hates scrolling, like doom scrolling, yet everyone scrolls. But it bombards our mind with the new ideas. So whether we want it or not, we do develop our mind. Yeah, of course there are some minuses also there. The attention span becomes shorter. I noticed, like for example, when I scroll and then I meditate, then my mind again, it's just like restarts. But for a general population, it's like you scroll but you don't restart. And I think it may make you more like demotivated and cheap dopamine, and then makes you very kind of unmotivated in life.
We talked about this earlier. You said that people actually need to practice meditation. There's no way around it.
I think in this age, it's the most fundamental skill actually.
It's the only way to pull yourself out of all the currents that are constantly pulling on you. Everything is trying to sell you something, get you to go somewhere. And this is the one moment where you say, let me just take time for myself. Like my Acharya always explains it like, There's the first person, the second person, and the third person. You're always doing something for the second and third person. When are you doing something for the first person?
Wow, that's like a cool explanation.
Right?
Mm.
First person should be the most important person. But even with my audience, with the people that I work with sometimes, I tell them sometimes take a day and just think about what you want to do in life. 90% cannot do it even after 2 or 3 months.
Right.
I have to remind them, when are you going to plan one day for yourself? No one does this. Even coming to a retreat like this is a big investment. You take 2, 3 days, 4 days, but most people are too busy. How do you think can you make it more clear to people that this is important?
I guess human brain is set up. It's like there is a cycle, you know, dopamine. Then there is motivation. You do something, then you get your reward. So when you that cycle is established, it just runs and you cannot disturb it. Only the opportunity for change comes when the cycle is broken. Something is broken in the brain. What I used to enjoy before is not enjoyable anymore, or I lost something. Maybe I lost a wife, I lost family, I lost my job, I lost my dreams, things like that. At that moment, there is a crack in that cycle, and the brain goes in a very uncomfortable situation. And then there is something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor in the brain. There is one protein, so it creates the plasticity, the neuroplasticity. In that moment, we can change and we can start exploring new possibilities.
Was there a crisis like this in your own life that opened you up, or was it more gradual?
I think so. Yeah. I think I was from childhood very influenced by my grandmother. She was extremely religious person. So I didn't accept the ideas of heaven, hell, and these kind of things. But somehow I felt this love of the divine. I felt the presence of the divine. So I wanted to be spiritual. From I think 12 years of age, I was reading books about yoga, and I had a map on the wall, and in my mind I was planning how I'm going to walk, you know, through some Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, you know, then finally Afghanistan, and then finally I will come to India. So I was, you know, imagining how I go.
Wow.
And then I will learn, I will find my teacher, I will find my guru there. But then from 15, I moved to another city and I started to study in another school. And I got into the company of very kind of rich but very spoiled kids. And there was a lots of alcohol, there was lots of kind of extraversional activity. So and that made me so much empty. Like I was trying to search for happiness with all these things, but it made me so empty and so devastated. So at some point I remember I was asking God, praying to Jesus Christ actually, that either you give me teacher and path or you kill me. So that was my ultimatum.
Wow.
And then from that moment something started to change, and I think in 1 week I learned meditation. So it was, and then when I meditated, the first meditation is like, you can imagine there is this Cimmerian darkness, like when you are really struggling every day just to exist, because every day is a pain. And I'm wondering why I'm even existing. So, and then the first meditation, I'm sitting and I don't understand really how to do meditation. They just told me, here is a mantra, Bhavanam Kevalam, repeat it. So I start to concentrate, and it's just like a small ray of light breaks the darkness. The darkness is still very strong, but I know it is not anymore infinite. It is not anymore absolute. I start to defeat the darkness, and then slowly. And then in half a year there was such an incredible change in me, from total depression into happiness, into the joy.
But how did you trust this enough to actually try it for half a year?
Why not?
Why not, right? You've tried a lot of things, this might work.
No, because the first meditation I sat, and I really, when I finished the meditation, I felt much happier. I thought, wow, this should be illegal actually, because I'm trying all these, substances, and they cost money, but they don't make me happy. But here I don't pay any money, and I feel happy. So, wow, this is really like. Then I became so enthusiastic. I inspired everybody, my old friends, my relatives, my sister, my mother, everybody. Everybody started to meditate.
Incredible. When you start reading and you go into the theory and you start learning about yoga, you start actually going into the scripture, that's for me another level of confusion that can happen. For me it happened even though I did meditation from an early age. I didn't choose this path, it kind of got given to me. But then at some point I said, okay, I should really understand. So I started reading and it was very contradictory, complicated, lots of different terms. I got a bit clashed out by that. What do you think is a good way to deal with this huge complexity of the gyan, the knowledge, for people like me?
For me also I had some contradictions. Okay, few things I can say. One thing, like when I was reading, and I was translating a lot, some of the books
into Russian.
Into Russian. So when you are translating, you have to really, be very pedantic and like every word you struggle for every word. And sometimes, and I was translating this book which is called Elementary Philosophy. It's quite a complex book, and I was reading. It's like sometimes like why the author is saying these things. Why this doesn't look like logical. But then I will remember, 2 chapters ago he has substantiated, he has proven this thing. That was very logical. Now I can, that he just referring there. And then somehow I start to connect the things. And then, when you know more, then all those connections they form. And you get the entire picture. That's one way to increase the complexity of your understanding. And another way is to simplify your understanding. I thought that, okay, if I have some doubts, what is the most important? I thought most important is meditation. Do I have doubts about meditation? That as you think, so you become? No, I don't have doubt. That ideating on the infinity, it is helpful for me to try to grasp that infinite consciousness, that infinite subtlety. No, I don't have any doubt. I think this is extremely logical and true. Then what is else most important? Principles of conduct, yama niyama. To have a very sound, healthy psychology. Do I doubt any one of them? No. Every one of them is extremely solid. Then, do I doubt the goal that we are moving from, what you can say, electronic imperfection to nuclear perfection? That we are moving from our small, like a capsule, and out of that capsule I grow into infinity to finally achieve that infinite status. Do I doubt that goal? No. That goal is okay. So, the foundation, moral principles, the method of movement, and the goal, I have no doubts in that. Everything else I can take, like there can be mistake here, can be mistake there. Who cares?
Those details.
Yeah, the most important thing is intact.
Wow.
So I follow that.
There's only one part where I have a little bit of doubt in these 3-4 fundamentals, which is the goal. Because I don't really feel the need to dissolve and to reach, unity with the cosmic consciousness. It is something in my everyday life, it is not very aware. When I read the philosophy, I'm like, yeah, maybe deep down that's what I want, but I'm not so in touch with it. How can I discover that desire? It's not desire, but some kind of longing.
Well, at least logically, we can understand. We see these more simple forms, like these 3. It's less evolved, and a dog. It is a wonderful being, but it cannot speak, cannot think in an abstract way. So do I like to return to the simpler forms? No. I enjoy the complexity of life. I enjoy the ability to grasp the subtle feelings, to grasp the aesthetics, to grasp the poetry, to grasp the philosophy. I enjoy all of that. So I understand that my movement should be towards increasing of the complexity of my consciousness, to make the consciousness more expanded and more subtle, and not towards the simplifications. So this is one thing, and another thing is just the inspiration. Inspiration, it's like, I think every person, just today I was talking, we were talking, I said, like, for example, I don't like tropical trees. I love all these birch trees.
I understand. Yeah, I don't like the aesthetics of palms much in comparison. The other trees are more lush and more, deep.
Yeah, I love this European nature. I love it. Why? Why I love it? Because my neural networks in the brain have been trained to love it. Like, for example, music. You cannot love it until you listen it for 100 times, one musical piece. So I learned to love certain music in my childhood, and now still I love it. So once we become in proximity with something, we start to love it. So I think it is a question of training to love that infinite goal.
Okay.
So in meditation you train, and then you learn to love it.
Now it makes sense to me.
One time I was sitting I went to Frankfurt, and I was submitting my documents for the visa, American visa, and they took my everything, computer, telephone, security. So I am there in the hall. There are like maybe 200 people there in that hall, waiting everyone to apply the documents. Huge line, an extremely boring situation. So I know I have to sit there 2 hours doing nothing, and I cannot do anything useful. I have nothing to read. So what do? I meditate. The moment I close my eyes, I'm in paradise. I'm so surprised, because at home, okay, I meditate, but I'm not realizing how much I am enjoying. And then I close my eyes, I open my eyes, half of the people gone. I close my open my eyes, rest of the people gone. I went, I applied. So you learn to love this. That's how, like with everything. I think this is just how our brain is. And if we live in the material world, of course we love material world. But if we give some time into the spiritual world, we also start loving spiritual world.
And everyone has experienced that when you pursue a goal in the material world, it doesn't fulfill you for a long time. Even if you achieve it, you want something else. So once you realize the possibility of pursuing spiritual goal, you detach from the material pursuits a bit and you say, all of that is never going to really fulfill me. That might actually give me long-term bliss, and then you try it and you start loving it. But one thing I sometimes don't understand so well in this philosophy that you teach, it doesn't say a lot about how to achieve goals in the material world. It is leaving that to other teachers, I guess.
No, it does.
Does it?
It does, yes.
Because I have a very ambitious goal, I want to build this channel, I want to build my audience, I want to build a business. And when I think about that, it seems like this philosophy is not giving me the right tools, it doesn't talk so much about, for example, about discipline in my personal development, in my going to the gym, or posting videos all the time. It doesn't talk about that stuff, obviously.
Well, maybe not in details, but it gives such a fantastic principles, which myself I am in total awe, in admiration. It's like the secrets of success. I've been trying to break it, and I was recording a course, and we realized that we cannot record the course on 7 secrets. We have to take first module, the first secret of success, and make 2 weeks marathon on that. and that is so fantastic. It's just you apply those principles and you are bound to be successful. And they are so extremely deep. Like every time I would record next module, like first is the firm determination, second is the Shraddha, the clarity about your goal. When I recorded it, I was so impressed because I myself had to think and discover all these, rediscover things. And when I have spoken it, I was so impressed and I was so influenced and so affected by that. It's a very, very incredible.
I should look into that. If people want to actually find these courses that you offer, where can they find it?
This in English is not yet. In Russian it is there, but soon I think YouTube is going to. Already it gives all the translations, but translations they're not capturing the emotions. But I think maybe in 1 year, YouTube will provide these natural translations. So it will.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but I think in English I will also do.
Yeah.
And every version, like I've done one course, and then next time I do it becomes better.
Of course.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And you already have the meditation steps program. I guess that would be a good way for people to start getting in touch with you. Any other ways that you want people to reach out in case they want to actually learn from you?
I think channel is the best.
YouTube channel, right? Cool.
Steps.
I'll make sure to link that in the video. Any last words, Dada?
It's just nice to talk to you and great questions, and I think we should have more talks like that. That's very honest, very I like the way you put it. It's just, Dada, I have doubt here, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, this is like real questions that I'm struggling with. When I wake up in the morning, there's some question, and then this is a great opportunity to ask masters who've really studied this and practiced for many, many years. So I'm very grateful for you taking the time, and it's nice to also share it with people out there. This is a video that's probably for people who are already a bit more into meditation, a bit more advanced, but in the future we can make other videos as well where we talk more about the basics. So thanks a lot. Namaskar.
Namaskar.